Hello everyone. Am I audible to all of you? So I hope the screen is visible to all of you. So myself Sana Sheikh. I am a PhD student at IIT Bombay, and I'm taking this TA session of the course which is entitled as Molecular Rearrangement and Reactive Intermediates in Organic Synthesis, and the course instructor is Professor Shantanu Panda from IIT Kharagpur. This is a week 4 class. So today we are going to discuss about the nitrogen and question based on those intermediate. So last week we have already discussed the carbene intermediate and some rearrangement reactions. So let's start today's session. So here question number 1 is given. Which one which of the following compound will react with NBS and CCl4? So as this NBS is brominating agent. Okay. In presence of CCl4, which is carbon tetrachloride, this NBS react as a addition reaction like bromination. So bromination will happen on double bonds. So because in reaction, if you'll see first example, double bond is here. In second example, there is no double bond. That means bromination can't happen here. So this example is also cancelled, and now C also have this double bond terminal one. Okay, and D again because it's a pentanol, so it is there is no double bond. So this option is also knockout. So as N-bromosuccinimide in presence of CCl4 and light, because H mu is given here, is used to brominate allylic or benzylic position in organic compound. So uh, this is a double bond we have here, and this one is also. Now let's talk about the which one is the correct answer. So all of you know about the Markovnikov Markovnikov rule. Okay, so according to Markovnikov rule, what happens whenever we have like a bromine will always go to the less substituted carbon atom. So it will give you this way. Okay, but here we can see this is a bulky group, right? So because of this bulky group, SN2 reaction is not possible. SN2 reaction will happen only in a less substitution, like less steric hindrance. But because of these three methyl group on this carbon, which is next to the double bond, this reaction is not feasible. So because of that, and here in third C, we can see CH2 is there. So only two hydrogens are there, which are not interfering the reaction pathway. And because of the low steric hindrance, this reaction will give bromination faster and favored. Okay, So that's why, because of these reasons, the correct answer in this is C. So whenever you have the bromination type of reaction option, that time you have to knock out the examples, options, like where double bond is not there, there is no possibility of the bromination. So you have to knock out that examples, and then remaining two we check the possibility of reaction depending on the steric hindrance. Okay, so all of you got the correct answer. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, yeah. Next question is, find out the major product P in the following reaction. So as you all of you can say, see on arrow, we have Ag2O and water, and the second thing is bromine and light. So we'll discuss the mechanism here. So whenever we have this acid, right? So in short, we can write this acid as, I will write here better. Correct, this acid. So in first step, this silver AgOAg will replace the hydrogen. Okay, so it will take this way and give you intermediate like this one. Okay, and minus AgOH will come here, and we will get this intermediate. After getting this intermediate, the next reagent which is added here is bromine. Correct. Okay, next is bromine. So now this is looking like the bond, but this is ionic bond. It's present in this form. Okay, so because of this intermediate, now O minus will attack on Br. Okay, and this will knock out. So we will get this one along with this Br minus will take this silver to neutralize the reaction. So Ag minus AgBr will knock out, and we will get this intermediate with OBr. Now till here we had the ionic mechanism, right? Ionic mechanism. But after this one, the mechanism will follow the pathway of radical mechanism, because we have light, and in photo condition, photo light, uh, we we observe that radical pathway preferred. Okay, radical pathway preferred. So because here we have photo condition also, so this reaction will go via radical mechanism. Now for radical mechanism we are writing half arrow, because full arrow is for ionic one. Okay, so this is the half arrow, it's shown here, and radical O radical will generate here, carboxylic radical will generate here along with the elimination of Br radical. Okay, after this one, now CO2 elimination can happen, right? So this radical will push here, and This neopentalic radical formation will takes place after CO2 elimination. Now, in the reaction system, we have Br radical, bromine radical, right? So that bromine radical will trap this primary radical, and it will form isopentenyl bromide. So here we have five carbons: one, two, three, four, five. So neo we can call it neo, right? So this is a alkyl bromide product. So whenever you have the question, you have to check the arrow reagents, and then you have to write the products. So according to this mechanism, what we got the as answer is option number B. Now you will think why option number A is eliminated, because you can see that in acid, bromine is cannot replace directly the acid group, and also here only one radical generation is taking place, right, this place. So one radical will be trapped by only one bromine radical possibility, so that's why this is not the correct one. But talking about the B one, we know this is the correct answer. Why C is not the correct one? You can see the reaction is following this pathway, where we are getting this intermediate, but not this one, right? Acid bromide we are not getting. So because of this one, this is also eliminated, because we know the reaction pathway, and it is further undergoing a radical reaction mechanism, right? And this is also not correct, because here secondary radical is generated, which is not in this case, because we have discussed the mechanism. Now let's move to the question number 3. The major product formed in the following reaction. So here also we have photolytic condition on arrow. So in photo condition, what will happen? These are these all reactions are related to photochemistry. Okay, you will find in photochemistry. So this is the example of Barton reaction. Okay, Barton reaction. So in Barton reaction, intramolecular hydrogen abstraction is takes place, followed by the nitrogen monoxide capture the radical, and then formation of nitroso alcohols takes place. So here we will discuss the mechanism. We have the starting material, and in photolytic condition, the this radical cleavage will takes place, and we will get here radical along with this radical elimination. Okay, after this one, this O radical will undergo a alpha, beta, gamma, delta hydrogen shift. Okay, so in this case, this hydrogen will get shifted to here, and radical will form at delta position. So in Barton reaction condition, this happened at delta position, and it will become alcohol with primary radical. Now, the ano radical which knock out in the reaction, it is still in the system. So this radical will trap this radical. Okay, and it will form this as a intermediate nitroso compound, right? So, according to the mechanism, what happened first? Intramolecular hydrogen abstraction, like from here to here, hydrogen transfer takes place, and then this radical is captured by nitrogen monoxide, which was in the system, and then carbon. After this one, we got this one, and then in next step, this radical, this lone pair will push here, and hydrogen radical will be trapped by this one to form the nitroso compound. This is more stable product, that's why it's forming. So nitroso alcohol will form here. Okay. So this is nothing but a proton transfer. All of you know that here we have proton, right? Okay. So this is proton transfer and we will get nitroso alcohol. So among the above options, the option number C is the correct one, right? Because in typical Barton reaction, nitroso alcohol formation is taking place, right? This is not possible. If I remember, this is also not, and this is also not possible because there is no alcohol, right? Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 4. Compare the stability of the forming free radicals. So we have till now discussed about the carbocation, correct? Carbocation, carbon anion, right? And the third variety is radical. So for carbocation, what was the case? If we have tertiary carbocation, that is more stable than secondary one, then primary one. This is the trend is followed by molecules, right? In case of carbon anion, the case is different, like this. But radical mimic the same character like the carbocation. So most probably it tertiary is stable, then secondary one, then primary one. Okay. So now here we have four options. The first one is a secondary carbon radical. Okay, and this one is benzylic. I told you benzylic is different from primary, secondary, and tertiary. So benzylic is also very stable carbon radical because benzylic carbocation is also stable, right? Benzylic radical. Now option C is primary radical, correct? And option D is again primary one. So now we have identified which one is which radical, right? So these two are primary one, C and D, correct? But among them, which one is more stable and which one is less one? How we will decide? You can see that after this CH2, there is a carbon which is attached to two more carbons. In short, we can write like this way: C H CH3 CH3, correct? This carbon is secondary and hyperconjugation is possible here because of 2 methyl group hyperconjugation is present here, correct? But in this case we have only one methyl group, right? So first of all we have to find out the most stable one. So these two are not most stable because C and D both are primary one, so they will come at last only, we know that, right? Now let's talk about the A and B. So in A, this is a secondary radical, but B is benzylic radical, and I told you benzylic radical is more stable than the primary, secondary, and tertiary one. So that's why it will come first. So in all the four options, you can see B is, in this case only it is high. So compared to hyperconjugation effect, uh, benzylic radical is more stable. So correct answer will be this one. Okay, this one. So B then A, right? Benzylic then secondary, and then here it is written D, but according to our concept it should be C, so maybe some mistake will be there. But yeah, the B, then A, then C, then D should become. But in all the option they have kept C at last, right? So understood the basic concept behind the radical stability. It is similar like a carbocation stability. So the correct answer here we have this find out, which is the option number A. Now we'll move to the next question. Question number 5. Among the following, which is the persistent radical? Which is the persistent radical? Excellent. Okay. So among the following, which is the persistent radical? So again we have radical, right? This is phenylic, this is vanillic, one, and this is primary radical, and this one is the radical which is in conjugation with this system. We'll find out. So what do you think? Which one is more stable? We'll discuss one by one. Okay. So here this radical can undergo in a uh, this is a aromatic ring, right? Phenyl ring is aromatic ring, and this radical is here, but this cannot stabilize because this is not benzylic one, right? Benzylic one can undergo hyperconjugation. What happened in case of benzylic? Sorry, it undergo in a resonance structure delocalization. Correct. This way. So because of different resonance structures, this radical is get stabilized, benzylic one, but this one is not possible, right? Because here already double bond is there, and it is vanillic, right? So that's why this is not persistent and not stable. And let's talk about the other options. So persistent free radicals are radicals that have longer lifetime, right? Persistence is having a lifetime than other radical under the same condition. So they can be stabilized by steric crowding around the radical or by delocalization. So I have discussed here delocalization, that is a resonance structure with the unpaired electron. So we know that this cannot undergo a resonance structure. Now let's talk about this one. Again, this is present on double bond, right? Allylic is stable because allylic can undergo a resonance structure. Suppose we have this radical, this can go here, which can look like this way, correct? So because of this resonance structure, this allylic radical can be stabilized. But because this is vanillic, so this is also not persistent radical. Correct? Now third one is a primary radical. Primary radical are not that much stable. I have discussed just before uh, this question, right? In question number 4, we have discussed that the primary radical are not that much stable compared to the secondary and tertiary. So that's why this is also not that much stable and not persistent. Now let's talk about this one. So if we will form the resonance structure of this one, you can see it is possible to form here radical, right? If you have any question or doubt regarding this one, you can ask me now. This can form this one. Again, we will write more resonance structures. Anything else is possible? Yes. Correct. So in all these resonance structures, resonating structure, you can see that this here tertiary radical is forming. Here also tertiary radical is forming, and here also. Correct. Not because tertiary radicals are always stable, and this is undergoing a resonance also. So because of this adjacent pi bond delocalization and hyperconjugation effect with this third butyl group, this radical is much stable and persistent compared to the other three options which is given here. So that's why the correct answer for this question is option number D. So all of you know how to find out the correct answer. You have to write the, at least try to write the resonance structure. If it is stabilized by double bond or delocalization and pi system is there, and it can undergo delocalization along with the hyperconjugation, that time the radical will become persistent, which is a long life effect. We can, you can call it a long life radical. So it is similar with the carbocation. So we have discussed the carbocations already, so you have to apply the same concept here also. So stability is depends on the stability is depend on the hyperconjugation and the delocalization. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Question number 6. Yeah, here we have find out the major product of the following reaction. So on arrow what we have, NBS and photochemical condition. In question number 1, what we have discussed, anybody remember? In question number 1, we has NBS and CCl4. Correct? And we learned that NBS and bromosuccinimide is a brominating agent when it is used with CCl4. Right? And photochemical condition is a radical condition which along with this one, this have photochemical condition. And this reaction is always happen on double bond. Right? Pi bond. We have discussed this one. All of you agree with this one? Now let's talk about this one. We have double bond here, right? So we will discuss here. NBS is nothing but this one, and bromosuccinimide, correct? This one. And in photochemical condition, because it's a radical condition, I told you photochemical is a radical condition. It will undergo a initiation reaction, which will give us this bromine radical and succinimide radical. Okay, and this succinimide radical now this is used, NPS is used to generate bromine radical mainly because this is our the bromine source. Okay, so now this bromine radical will attack on this double bond, correct? So if we will write here possibility of this one, or we can write here we have radical, here we have radical, correct? Sorry. Now here you can see that allylic radical is more stable. So where the radical will generate, here it can generate here, because if the radical will generate here, it will form this intermediate which is in hyperconjugation and stabilized by this double bond, correct? So because of this, the stability of this radical will increase, and then bromine radical will trap this radical to form the desired product. So the correct answer here is option number A. Okay. Option number B is not possible because double bond is not here. This is not possible. Vinylic radical is not stable, and this is not possible. So here we have to find out the stability of the radical again, and radical is allylic radical and benzylic radical are more stable. That's why it will form that radical here. So that's why the correct answer for this question is option number A. Okay. Next, the major product formed in the following reaction. So here we have tributyl tin hydride and photochemical condition. So in today's class we are discussing radical only, right? In first class we have discussed the carbocation. In second class we have discussed the carbene, and in third class we have discussed the carbene and nitrogen and a question related to that one. And those are all reactive intermediates, and today in week 4 we are discussing the radical intermediate, correct? So we are solving the question based on radical intermediate. So let's start the mechanism. Here you can see that we have tributyl tin hydride. So always initiation reaction is taking place in the radical mechanism. So initiation will happen in presence of light, and a tributyl tin radical formation will take place along with H radical will knock out, which will be quenched by other group present in the reaction. So that's why here we will generate tin radical, okay, tributyl tin radical. Now after generating this tributyl tin radical, the radical attack will take place. So as you can see here in this case, this type of bond breaking will take place and radical will generate over here. Okay. Now this is the first step was initiation, this one, and the second step is propagation. Okay. So propagate, after the propagation the tertiary radical will get generated, and this Br manase, sorry, Br radical will be trapped by this H radical will generate over here. Okay, and they will form HBr. Okay. Now let's talk about this one. After tertiary radical generation, tributyl tin hydride, oh, sorry, uh, tributyl tin radical will form here, and it will be quenched by Br radical. So beta, okay, this one will form, and this tertiary radical will further take H radical from the another molecule of tributyl tin hydride. Okay, so another molecule of tributyl tin hydride will give H here, and again it will form tributyl tin radical. After the H radical donation, it will give you trapping of H radical will takes place, and it will become H. Okay, so in short, what's happening? Bromine group is knockout. So this is the product you will get here. So according to the mechanism we have discussed, the correct answer is option number B. Why A is not correct? Because tributyl anhydride will is a bulky group. Tributyl group is there this way. Okay. So because of this one, tributyl anhydride, this bulkiness is not allowing this to acting as a nucleophile or a substitution. So it will always act as like a what happen in normal anionic reaction, base is abstracting the proton, right? It's not getting attached to the as a substitution or a nucleophile in the reaction. So same here, because of this bulkiness, it will not get attached. Instead of that the H radical will be donated. So this is a source of H radical, that's why it is called a tributyl tin hydride, source of H radical. Okay, so that's why H radical is giving here. It's giving here. So option number A is not the correct one. Okay, then B is correct. We know, and option number C, OMe group is also knockout, which is not possible only with the tributyl tin hydride. There should be some more reagent, then we can think about it. But this is not possible here. It is not. So that's why this is also incorrect option. And in this case, O methoxy group is going, and bromine is remain as it is, which is also not possible because Br radical will be trapped by tributyl tin radical, not OMe radical. Okay, so that's why the correct answer is option number B. So the reaction mechanism involves the initiation step followed by the propagation and then termination. So termination is the last step where the radical termination is taking place. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, which is the question number 8. Find out the major product in the following reaction. Again on arrow we have acidic condition H plus and heating or photochemical condition, whatever it is. And then we'll get some product A, then it will undergo further reaction in basic condition to give B. Okay, we'll discuss this mechanism in detail now. So we have discussed last class Hoffman rearrangement reaction, right? Now this time we have Hoffman Loeffler Freytag reaction. So this is also a radical mechanism, radical rearrangement reaction, which give a method for the synthesis of pyrrolidine from an halogenated amines. So here you can see an halogenated amine is present. So in acidic condition, what will happen? Because acid always, I told you in previous classes also, whenever you have acidic condition, you have to protonate. So nitrogen lone pairs are there, right? It will get protonated and it will become N plus. All of you are clear till here? Now, ammonium ion formation. After ammonium ion formation, the next step will be the heat, which is given here, heating or photochemical, whatever condition is there. So all of you know that photochemical reactions are going by a radical mechanism. So their cleavage of bond will take place, and because of this one, plus charge will remain as it is because it was on there on nitrogen, right? Along with this charge, the one extra radical is here, because the in radical mechanism, the both the electron is shared by the both the group. Homolytic cleavage takes place, right? Homolytic cleavage. So in homolytic cleavage, the electron is shared by both the atom involved in the bond formation, right? So here one radical is goes with Cl chlorine, and one remain with the nitrogen. So that's why Cl minus is knockout, and one radical is present here. After this one, we have discussed that alpha, beta, gamma, delta, right? And from here to, sorry, this is not alpha. Alpha is this one, because this carbon is the main carbon which is involved here. We will write here, like, sorry, alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. Correct? Now it is correct. Yeah. Now hydrogen transfer, hydrogen radical transfer will takes place. We have discussed in Barton reaction previously. So here the hydrogen transfer will takes place as radical, hydrogen radical, and radical will generate and on this point at this carbon, right, on delta carbon. So here, after the H radical transfer, the primary radical forms. Now we know Cl radical, chlorine radical is in the system, which can trap this primary radical. So that's why this primary radical will be trapped by Cl radical, and it will form this as an intermediate. Now this is nothing but our A. Okay. Now till here we know that positive charge is on nitrogen, and we are getting chlorinated product at delta carbon position. Now after this one, we have base, right? They have added base. So base addition, what will happen in presence of base addition? All of you know that base is nothing but OH minus. Correct? This is NaOH. So Na plus OH minus will be there. Right? Correct. So this OH minus is base which can abstract the proton. So base will abstract the proton from this nitrogen atom, and the positive charge will neutralize because the base have taken the proton. Now this is the intermediate we have. Now nitrogen have that free lone pair, correct? Now it can form bond. So here ionic mechanism will sorry, ionic mechanism is followed. Before this point A, the radical mechanism was taking place, right? But after addition of base, the mechanism is will go further via ionic mechanism. Okay, so this Cl minus will knock out, and it will form five member ring. One, two. Sorry, I will number. Nitrogen will remain one, two, three, four, five, right? And this Cl will be trapped by acidic proton present in the system. Okay, sorry, in basic condition, proton was abstracted here, right? Minus H plus, which will be taken by this Cl ion. HCl will knock out, and you will get the five member pyrrolidine ring. So pyrrolidine formation is taking place here, and the reaction is going via a radical mechanism followed by an ionic mechanism in presence of acid and then base. So the correct answer for this one is option number B. So also you can find out the answer by counting the number of carbons, because in the reaction condition you are not adding any carbon or any species which is getting add on your starting material, right? So here you can see we have only four carbons, one, two, three, four, right, and one nitrogen. But in option number A, you can see that we have here five carbon. Correct. So it is not possible to get one more carbon without adding any hydrocarbon or any species in the reaction. So that's why this is not the correct answer. All of you know that. In option number two, we know that number of carbon is same, right? Sorry, correct, and one nitrogen. In option number C, again the same problem. Five carbons are there. So this is also not the correct answer because carbon addition is not taking place. And in this case, we have four carbons. So from looking without mechanism, we can find out that only two option can be a correct option. Now after that, we can uh, dig into the mechanism problem. So here you can see that R group is on carbon atom, which is not here, right? And after discussing the whole mechanism, we know that the correct answer is option number B only. So by looking at the reaction, also you can find out at least you can get some idea which one can be a answer, right? So that's why these questions suggest the formation of pyrrolidine ring, and the name reaction is Hoffman-Loeffler-Freytag reaction. Okay, all of you are clear till here? Any question, any doubt? Okay, fine. Now let's move to the next question. Find out the major product of the following reaction. So again, this reaction is also in photochemical condition, right? So we'll discuss the mechanism here. So in photochemical condition, we can write this double bond in this form, right? Radical form, radical form. Now after this one, these two radical can form. I will change the color. Wait. Okay. So this radical can form bond here, along with keeping these two radical as it is. So here the similar ways bond formation is taking place and cyclopropane ring is forming here. Cyclopropane. And these two radicals are there. Now what will happen next? Next, bond breaking can be possible from this side or this side, right? But as I discussed with you, the tertiary radical are more stable compared to the primary one, correct? So if the bond breaking will happen here, these two secondary radical will generate, right, which is not that much stable. And if it was possible, the reaction will again go back to this one, reversible. So but this is these two are generating a secondary radical, right? So either this bond can break or this one. So radical formation will takes place here or here, right? So in this case, migration sorry the group which is like this radical is more stable, persistent because of these two phenyl group. So that's why here if radical is formed, it will not stabilize, right? Compared to this one, these two radical, this one is more stable, right? So next radical, if it will form here, it will form double bond which is not that much stable. So this bond breaking will takes place, tertiary radical formation will takes place, and here tertiary radical, correct? After this one, these two radical will form bond and you will get double bond over here, radical radical double bond here, and then cyclopropane ring, right? Got it? What will be the manner product? Manner product is also possible here. How you can find out this one? Radical. So this will form bond, double bond, right? Now this radical will trap this one and it will form. but this is the minor one. The major product will form this one only due to the stability. So in above options, you can see that we have the in question it is asked major product. We cannot deny this product formation. This product will also form, but this is a minor one, right? So because we have to find out the major product, so we will discuss one by one all the options. Here you can see that the cyclization is taking place. This reaction is a nothing but the product of this one and this one, okay, which is not possible because the it's depend on the stability and ring strain is too much. Here you can see that this cyclopropane ring is already in strain, which is next to the cyclobutyl ring. So cyclobutane ring is always having a more strain compared to the cyclopropane ring because the angle itself is not allowed and it is 90 degree, right? So that's why this because of not because of instability this option is knockout. It is not possible. Now we have discussed that this is the minor product which is forming in this case, so we have asked about the major one, so that's why this option is also knockout. And talking about the third option, this is also a strain product. Strain is there, so this is not possible. Not for talking about the fourth one, D is it is the correct answer. So option number D is the correct answer for this question. Okay. Now let's discuss next question. Okay. Next question is question number 10. Find out the reagent P in the following reaction. We'll discuss this also, right? P. So, all of you can see here what type of transformation is taking place. This group is knockout, correct? So, radical might be formed here, and it get trapped by this one, right? This way only. This is happening, correct? So we know that the mechanism is following the radical pathway. So radical pathway, it can be a photochemical condition or tributyl tinhydride and AIPN, right? But this base and oxygen condition should not be there because in presence of base, it will not undergo a radical mechanism, right? So we will discuss here tributyl tinhydride is a undergo initiation reaction, correct? How it will form? Initiation reaction, it will form SNH we have discussed in previous example, it will generate this radical plus H radical, correct? We have discussed this. So now in this case, this AIBN will propagate the radical. So here, as this bond breaking will takes place, and SPH radical will knock out to form a radical. Okay, so what is AIBN? AIBN is a azo bis butyronitride. Azo bis iso buty sorry, because of space I'm getting issue. Azo bis iso butyronitrile. Okay, so what will be the structure? Azo is there, that means N double bond N is there, correct? Isobutyryl, matlab, okay, isobutyl group should be there, correct? Now isobutyryl, correct? यहाँ तक all of you are clear. Now isobutyronitride, not isobutyl group. So butyronitride will be this group. Nitrile group should be there. So this is the structure of AIBN. Understood all of you why it's named AIBN? Now let's talk about the other further mechanism. So it's a free radical initiator. It's used to initiate the reaction radical. So it's undergo homolytic cleavage. So it will initiate the radical formation over here. Correct. So radical formation will takes place at this position. Secondary radical and SPH radical will knock out. Okay. And in next step, we have discussed about the trimethyl, sorry, tributyl anhydride, right? So this radical formation will also takes place. I told you here, correct? And these two radical will form bond, and like this way, and we will get 5 member cyclic ring along with the radical at this position. Correct? All of you are clear till here? Now, after this radical formation, we have tributyl anhydride, right? This will give, sorry, it is written already here, this one, right? So, H radical is there. So, H radical will be trapped by this one, like this. Okay, and it will form a methyl group over here. Correct? Hello?
तो
Huh?
डिनर करने चले होते थे कि स्नैक नहीं याद आ जाएगी कि बस
अच्छा यार, मेरा एनपीटीएल का क्लास चल रहा है, सो
अच्छा
मैं बाद में फ्री होंगी, आ जाती
ठीक है ठीक
हूँ। ओके। Okay, fine. Where we were? Yeah. H radical, right? H radical will be trapped by this methylene radical, and this will form methyl group over here. All of you understood this one? And this thin radical will trap the SPH radical, which will form tributyl tin SPH. This. So that's why the correct answer for this question is option number C. We are getting this product. Depending on the product, we can find out the reagent used in the reaction, right? In photochemical condition, radical generation should be there. Radical will generate it, but after that, this HPH group will be taken by what? So there is no initiator or propagation reagent is there. So that's why this reaction will require some reagent. So that's why the correct option, correct option is option number C, correct reagent. And in option B, you can see that base is there. Base cannot help in radical propagation, right? Radical initiation. So in both A and B option is also incorrect, because A is photochemical condition and B is base. So base in photochemical condition cannot favor the radical mechanism. Okay, so that's why the correct answer is option number C. Now we'll discuss the next question. Find out the major product of the following reaction. So here you can see that we have ester group, methyl ester, correct? Along with this. And on arrow we have sodium, ethanol, hexane. So sodium is a metal, and sodium is undergoing a radical pathway, radical mechanism. So again we have the example of radical mechanism, and we will discuss the mechanism in detail here. So now let's discuss the mechanism. We have here this group, correct? And this is methyl ester. This is nothing but the same thing written in different form, right? Now after that one, we are adding a sodium. Sodium is a radical, right? Sodium metal is there. So after the initiation, propagation will takes place, and sodium radical, I will write here first in full form this way. Okay, these are same. Now radical will generate where? Here, here, because these are double bonds, right? Pi bond. Pi bond breaking is taking. Pi bond breaks always. So now here we have sodium metal, correct? Sodium metal will donate one electron to oxygen, and it will become O minus radical, OMe, pH, and a radical knockout, which is written here, correct? Now after this one, we will get this intermediate, and now negative charge can trap the proton, because ethanol is a protic solvent. All of you know that ethanol is a protic solvent. So proton will be taken by this oxygen atom, and it will form this intermediate, correct? After this one, we can see that we have tertiary radical, which is persistent, but it can be further react, right? So in again, sodium metal is present in the reaction. So Na will give one electron to this tertiary radical, and it will form a carbon anion. Carbon anion. Okay. After this carbon anion formation, now it can act. It can act as a nucleophile, like this one, right? So again we have ethanol in the system, and it's protic. So proton abstraction, proton will act as a electrophile, and it will take the proton to form the this intermediate. Now after getting this intermediate, the now you can see that the this oxygen can push the lone pair of electron, because hydrolysis will take place. Hydrolysis. Okay, and this OMe group will knock out. So in short, methanol will knock out to form this intermediate, correct? Till here all of you are clear. Here we are following the ionic, from here this point we are following the ionic mechanism. Before this one it was radical. Now after getting this one, it because we still have the sodium metal in the system, it will again further radical donation will be given by sodium. Sodium will donate the radical, give the radical. So because of that one, this pi bond can again undergo a homolytic cleavage, right? So it will form radical H pH. Further reaction is possible, so that's why we are doing. So after taking the radical from the sodium, electron from the sodium, it will form this intermediate. Okay, and this intermediate. After this one, again we have ethanol. Proton abstraction will takes place, and then this intermediate will form, and this radical will again follow the reaction will follow the same pathway which was it was following earlier. So again it will take one electron, negative charge will get generated here, and it will take proton from ethanol. Again we have ethanol, and it will give you a primary alcohol product. Understood? First of all, what's happening? Sodium is giving a radical, right? So pi bond breaking is taking place in all the reaction. First of all, whenever the reaction is going up a radical pathway, pi bond breaking formation breaking will takes place. After pi bond breaking, the sodium will donate give one electron to oxygen, and it will form negative charge. Now this negative charge can take the proton from ethanol because protic solvent is present, and solvent will give the proton. Protonation will take place from the solvent. Now OH will come and tertiary radical will get generated. Now this tertiary radical will take the take the radical from again sodium metal, and it will form tertiary carbon anion. Now tertiary carbon anion will react with the solvent and again take the proton because it will act as a nucleophile, and it will form this intermediate. Now after this one, hydrolysis will take place. Lone pair will push electron here, and it will knock out with the methanol elimination to give the corresponding aldehyde. Now this aldehyde also have the double bond, correct? Pi bond. So pi, because of this pi bond, again breaking will takes place this way, and then sodium will give one electron to the oxygen to form the negative charge here, and then this negative charge will be stabilized by taking the proton from the solvent, and a hydroxy group will form here with tertiary radical. Now this tertiary radical is again take the electron from the sodium and forms the negative charge here, which is again a nucleophile. Okay, and it will further take the proton from the solvent to form the corresponding alcohol. Got it? So which one is the correct answer? Tell me. Option number B. Okay, because this group remains as it is. Everything is happening on this one. So see, this ester group is getting reduced. CH2OH, right? Reduction of ester to alcohol. This is nothing but the reduction of ester to alcohol, right? In sodium metal condition. This is the correct answer. This is Burst reduction option is given, but it is not correct because whenever sodium is used, it will first reduce the ester. So that's why this is not the correct answer. Correct answer is option number B. And here in this case, you can see that one more phenyl ring is attaching, which is not possible. So dimerization is not the case here, and none of the case is also not correct. Option number B is the correct answer. Okay. Now, let's move to the next question. Question number 12. Find out the major product of the following reaction. Here, you can see where you have double bond. Yeah, pi bond. correct? And on arrow we have TiCl3 potassium benzene. Let's discuss the mechanism. Okay. So as I told you, whenever you have pi bond, you have to break that bond, right? In radical mechanism. So this is a McMurray reaction. So this step is initiation. We have discussed initiation. So radical initiation will take place. So TiCl3 will become TiCl2, and potassium is there, so it will become KCl. Okay. So now TiCl2 is an is, I will write full form. It will better to understand. So this set I will write. Correct? We have this one. And we have potassium. So potassium Cl Cl plus potassium and Cl will form. Right? But this one is still in radical because the bond breaking was homolytic. Right? Cl radical was sorry, I should not write here. It should be here. This way, correct? So Cl radical was knockout, and TiCl radical will form here. All of you are clear here, right? Radical will form here. Now, Cl radical is taken by potassium radical. Potassium is metal, like sodium metal, it will also give a radical, right? So electron. So that's why it's forming a KCl, and electron is given to TiCl2. So that's why here we have two electrons, right? So because of that, this now here homolytic cleavage will takes place. I told you homolytic cleavage will always takes place. So first of all, we'll discuss in deep mechanism. Suppose we have this one, the homolytic cleavage will takes place like this. Radical here, radical here. All of you are clear till here? Radical, correct? Now, like sodium, potassium will also give the electron to this one. So, potassium will give electron and K radical will form, right? And here it will form O minus and radical. Till here you understood. Now we have this TiCl2 radical, right? TiCl2 radical. So this radical will be trapped by potassium, and it sorry, Cl radical is knockout here. We discuss here homolytic cleavage, correct? Here homolytic cleavage. So potassium will form a KCl to take the chlorine radical, and TiCl2 will generate here. Now this TiCl2 is okay. Now this TiCl2 will form the bond with oxygen and form this intermediate. Okay. After formation of this intermediate, the second molecule in system is present, which will again undergo homolytic cleavage. Right? As you can see here, two electrons are there. We discussed here two electrons will be there on titanium because potassium is giving one electron to titanium chloride instead of oxygen. Sorry. So sorry here I made a confusion. TiCl2 with two radical, which I have explained earlier, right? One radical is forming the bond with oxygen, and one radical is still remaining here. Now it will form bond with the another molecule of the restarting material. Okay, so another molecule will form here bond, And now after that one, here also tertiary radical will get generated, and here also. Now we have two tertiary radical, and they can form a new bond, right? Because homolytic bond formation can takes place, and new bond formation will takes place over here. After this bond formation, now we again have potassium in the system, right? So here 2Cl group is there. So we can write this way also, and homolytic cleavage will takes place to these 2Cl group, and they will knock out as a 2 potassium chloride molecule. Right? We have discussed earlier how it's taking the Cl radical, right? Now again two radical forms on titanium, because both the chlorine bond breaking was homolytic, correct? Now titanium radical will form here, and it can form the bond breaking next will takes place here, right? So radical will generate over here. I should write here, correct? This way. So radical will generate here, here, and also titanium radical, radical, titanium, O radical, O radical. So these two radical will form bond same way here. So here it will form titanium. Okay, and here they can form a bond. So after the bond formation, this product formation will take place with the new double bond, right? So have you understood the mechanism? I'll explain one more time here, then we will do the quick revision. So first of all, initiation will take place in presence of potassium and titanium chloride. So trichloride. So trichloride is can be also written in this form, and homolytic cleavage will take place, and radical will generate over here, right? Now potassium is there in the system, which can give one more electron, and it will give the electron to the titanium. So that's why one more electron will come here, right? And potassium radical will form the new bond with Cl radical, okay? And KCl will form in the reaction salt, KCl salt, KCl salt, right? Now with these two radical, now the double bond breaking will take place. I always told you, pi bond in the system will always undergo a homolytic cleavage in a radical mechanism. So here we have only one double bond in the system. So homolytic cleavage will take place over here like this way, okay? And after this homolytic cleavage, this oxygen radical will be trapped by titanium chloride radical, right? Because here we had two radical, one radical will form with this oxygen, and one radical will remain as it is, correct? And this radical will form the bond with another molecule of the starting material or a reactant, right? Another molecule, and it will form the intermediate like this one. So this is a bimolecular reaction. So in this case, after formation of this one, these two tertiary radicals can form a new bond, which is here you can see, right? After the formation of this new bond, now this 2Cl2 group, these two chloride group, chlorine group atom can be knockout with the homolytic cleavage. So again homolytic cleavage will takes place, and the same mechanism will knock out the two molecule of the KCl salt, right? After this one, two electron generated over here. Now these two electron will remain here, and the homolytic cleavage of this oxygen carbon bond will take place to form the these two intermediates. So here you can see tertiary radical forms, here also forms, and in this case oxyradical, right? And these two oxyradical can form the bond with titanium because titanium has two radical. So it will form the titanium oxide, and the double bond will generate over here, correct? So this is the correct answer with this double bond. So the in this case the correct answer is option number A. So option number B cannot be a correct answer because here one CH2 is getting added. How it is possible? You have to look for the options and you can knock out the wrong option immediately before solving the mechanism. So here you can see that this is not possible, right? This CH2 is there. So that's why this is knockout. In this case, you can see ketone is getting converted to alcohol. That means reduction is taking place. So in titanium chloride, potassium, only the reduction is not possible, right? Where is the proton source? From where the proton is coming? Because benzene is a protic solvent, it cannot give a proton, right? Titanium chloride and potassium is there, so proton source is not there. This is not correct option. Now talking about the last option D, again here is proton and proton source is not there, so that is not possible again. So only the option which can be a correct one is option number A. Understood? Now, today we have discussed the 12 questions which are based on the radical mechanism. Now we will quickly revise all those questions before ending the session. So, in question number one, we have discussed the NBS and CCl4 reaction. So, as depending on the radical stability, allylic radicals are stable. Allylic radicals are stable, and we have discussed this that NBS in presence of CCl4 and light is used to brominate the allylic or benzylic position, right? So here we have to find out the allylic position. So we have discussed here, okay. In first case, this is double bond, right? So allylic position should be this carbon. But here radical formation is not possible because of these three groups, and here the proton H radical elimination can form the allylic radical. Here it is possible, so that's why the correct option in this case is option number C, which will form the product, and it is benzylic also. I forgot to mention that time benzyl group is there, right? So this is stabilizing this radical. This will be the product. We can also write this one as this way. So here you can see that this carbon is allylic as well as benzylic. So that's why this is more stable. Okay. Then we have discussed the question number two, where we have discussed the major product formation, right? And talking about the major product formation, we have here acid, and in presence of silver oxide and water and bromine photochemical condition, we found that first of all the salt formation will takes place, O minus Ag plus, and then after this one proton abstraction, the next step is the bromination. So it will attack on bromine like this way, and it will form intermediate this one. Now after forming this one, because photochemical condition is given, it will undergo a homolytic cleavage and it will form carboxylic radical here, right? After getting this radical in hand, CO2 elimination will takes place to form the primary alkyl radical. Now this radical will trap the bromine radical which is present in the system reaction system to form the alkyl bromide, right? So that's why the correct answer was here option number B. Then we have discussed here question number 3, where the major product form in the following reaction. This is the Barton reaction we have already discussed, and in Barton reaction, alpha, beta, gamma, delta is there. So delta H radical transfer is taking place. So here Barton reaction is nothing but the intramolecular hydrogen abstraction followed by the capture of nitrogen monoxide by the carbon radical and formation of nitrous alcohol. So in first step, uh, the homolytic cleavage will take place, mo- and nitrogen monoxide elimination will takes place. Oxy radical will trap the H radical from delta position and it will form the primary radical. Now nitrogen monoxide is present in the system and it will trap by this primary radical to form the intermediate like this. After this one, the tautomerization, or the we can say tautomerization will takes place to form the nitroso alcohol, which is more stable, right? So that's why the correct answer here is option number C. Then we discuss the question number 4, where we have to compare the stability of the free radical. So we have discussed this in option number A, free radical is secondary radical. In option number B, it is a benzylic radical, and C and D both are primary radical. So we all know that among the primary, secondary, tertiary, allylic and benzylic radical are more stable compared to the primary, secondary, and tertiary. So here only benzylic radical example is B1, and all the other options are primary and secondary one. So that's why B will become the more stable. So we have to check the all the option, and we can see here only option number A has a B as a more stable one, right? So that's why in short you can directly choose this option, because B is the most stable one. And then you can see that A is there, A is secondary radical, and D and C both are primary radical, correct? So that's why the option number A is the correct answer in this case. Then we have discussed the question number 5, where we have discussed the among the following, which is the persistent radical. Persistent means stable radical or long life. Stable or long life radical, correct? So here we have discussed that in question number option number A, this radical cannot delocalize, but if it will be benzylic, it can form a different resonance structure, but it is not possible in the directly radical present on the ring. So that's why this is not the stable one. And talking about the option number B, again this is on carbon, which is involved in the double bond formation, that is vinylic radical. This can also cannot undergo in a resonance structure, right? While talking about the allylic one, this can undergo pi bond delocalization. So that's why option number B is also knockout. And talking about the C is a primary radical. And now last one is D. We have discussed that there is a possibility of the two more resonance structure, which is making this three more resonance structure, which is making this phenoxy radical more stable because of hyperconjugation as well as delocalization. So that's why the delocalization and hyperconjugation making the option number D is the correct option. Okay. Then we have discussed the question number 6, where the question was find out the major product of the following reaction. So we have discussed this same question in question number 1. So NBS is forming a allylic radical and brominating reagent. It is a brominating reagent, right? So here bromination will takes place, and allylic radical will form here, right? So where the radical will form we have discussed already, correct here. Okay. After this one it will be trapped by bromine radical to form this intermediate, correct? Then we have discussed the question number 7, where we have discussed the major product form in the reaction, and we have discussed the first step was the initiation, then propagation, and then termination. So initiation is generated the tributyl tin radical, which is trap the bromine radical to form the radical at this position. After this radical, it will be taken by S radical to form the corresponding product. So here the correct answer was option number D. Correct. Then we have discussed the question number 8, where again the delta group involved, and we have to find out the product A and B both. So we have discussed here, this is the mechanism of Hoffman-Loeffler aggregation, and we have discussed this in acidic condition protonation will take place. After the protonation, then a delta proton abstraction will take place, transfer, and it will form the primary radical over here along with the NH2 ammonium ion here. After this one, Cl radical will trap by this primary carbocation and it will form this intermediate. After this one, we have base also. Base will abstract the proton, all of you know that. So after the proton abstraction, the lone pair will get free, which can form the new bond to form the cyclic pyridine ring, which will give the pyridine as a product with elimination of HCl, right? So the correct answer in this case is option number B. Correct. Then we have discussed the question number 9. Find out the major product of the following reaction, and we found that after the homolytic cleavage, there are possibility of the two product formation, this minor one or major one. So because here major one is asked, so that's why the correct option in this case is become option number D. Right, we have discussed the mechanism. First, these two bond formation is taking place, then the again the homolytic cleavage is taking place here, and double bond comes over here, and cyclopropane ring formation is also taking place. uh, Sorry, this way, right? Then we have discussed the question number 10, where we have to find out the reagent P in the following reaction, and we have discussed that SPH is knocking out in the final product. So to knock out the SPH, we should have some reagent. Only radical initiation is not enough. So the tributyl tinhydride and AIBN is used for radical reaction, which initiate the reaction. So with reaction initiation, we will get the radical at this position, which is the secondary one. Now this homolytic cleavage of pi bond will take place, and this will be trapped by this secondary radical to form the 5-member cyclic ring. Now after this one, the H radical will be taken by this CH2 radical, and it will form methyl group. So in this case, the correct answer is option number C, right? Then we have discussed the question number 11, where the reduction of ester group is taking place in presence of sodium. So we have discussed the mechanism, and we found that the sodium will give the electron. uh, First pi bond breaking will take place, and this oxy radical uh, will take the electron from the sodium to form the oxyanion, and here radical will form. Now this radical will again take the electron from the sodium to form the carbon anion, and this carbon anion will undergo a proton abstraction from ethanol, because it's protic solvent, to form the corresponding intermediate. Now again the reaction will follow the same pathway. After hydrolysis, aldehyde will form, and then aldehyde will again undergo a pi bond homolytic cleavage, which will take electron from sodium. O minus will generate here, and it will take the proton from a solvent to form the hydroxy group here, and then this tertiary radical will again take the proton from sodium to form the anion here. Now this anion will take the proton from solvent to form the alcohol. So here the correct answer is option number B, we have discussed, right? Now in question number 12, we have again discussed the major product formation in the following reactions. We have discussed that titanium chloride with potassium undergo a initiation reaction to form the titanium chloride diradical, and this diradical will bind with the oxygen in this fashion, and after this one, one more radical is remaining, which will again bind with the another molecule of the starting material. So after this one, this type of intermediate will form, because Cl2 is still there, and radical, both the radical will form the bond over here. 5 members transition state will form, and this Cl2 will again uh, knock out with potassium to form the potassium chloride, and two diradical will form here. Now after this one, homolytic cleavage will takes place over here, and double bond formation will takes place, followed by titanium oxide elimination. So the correct option in this case is dimerization, which is option number A. Okay. So till here we have discussed so many example of radical mechanism. So thank you so much for your kind attention. If you have any question or any doubt regarding this, you can ask me in next class. So see you in the next class. Thank you.